Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to another episode of Basic Helper Duties. In today's episode, I take you guys to the right-of-way and we watch Mason and Josh do a 42-inch transition. Let's head to the right-of-way. The purpose of a transition is to make both pieces of pipe flush on the inside. So there's a few different ways that I've seen a transition done. Tape measure is going to be your most accurate, measuring the insides of the pipe, but I've seen people also use a crescent wrench, use it as a caliper, slide it on here, and that way whenever you go to check your other piece, as long as your bevel matches what you measured, you're good to go. So that's one way. What you guys will see Mason do is use a speed square, kind of do the same thing. Speed square works good with pipe to pipe. That's all fine and dandy because the outside is the same all the way around for the most part. But like if you get into fittings, if you're going to transition a fitting, you don't really want to use this because fittings, you might run into fittings that have false bevel on the outside and stuff like that. So you definitely want to count on your tape. Tape is the best way. And the way you're going to do that is, and they didn't do this in the video, that's why I want to show you guys real quick how to use the tape, because I feel like that's the most important or the best accurate way to do a transition. So you want to measure side to side and top to bottom both, just in case the pipe's egg-shaped or whatever. Burn an inch, that way you can get the most accurate measurement. So you'll measure both pieces, and then whatever the difference is on your inside measurements, divide that by 2, and that's how thick of a landing that you'll need to put on to gauge how much pipe to take out. So those are a few different ways, but here's Mason and Josh making a transition.
How about that?
I'm doing a little transition today. Mason's gonna show us how. So the whole purpose of a transition, whenever you got a thicker piece of pipe, like this is 888, isn't it, Mason?
Yeah.
888 wall, and we're tying into a 740 wall, which is that much thinner. So all we're gonna do is put a thick landing on here, as much as we need, and then we're gonna grind on the inside and lay it back here. We'll show you guys what it looks like. This transition here in real time takes about 20 to 30 minutes with 2 helpers spelling each other off. Experienced helpers, 20 to 30 minutes. The worst part about a transition is the just constantly running a grinder for 5-10 minutes at a time. It just takes time, and it's hard on you, especially if you're not used to running a grinder. But if it takes longer than 30 minutes, that's okay. You'll get faster with time, just like I've mentioned. So take your time and just do it right. Beautiful, beautiful, fellas.
Oi!
Y'all like it? There's a couple of ways that you can measure these transitions. You can either use a tape measure to measure your smallest pipe on the inside. You want to measure it side to side or top to bottom. Or you can use a crescent wrench. Or you can do what these guys here did, was use a combination square. It's about the only 3 that I can think of. Think of any more, Mason, Josh? Any other techniques? So get the measurement of the inside of your smallest pipe, and then you want to make the biggest pipe match. That's all we did here. He put a landing on, and like Josh said, you use this
Well, that's if you're going from 888 to 740.
Right. You want to find a rod that matches the landing that you need. And
532. Yeah.
532, and you put that right there to see if you got the right amount of landing. And then you sand that, or grind the inside out. The grinding disc. I got these transition discs that I knew nothing about to this job. But anyway, grind that out, taper it back. Now it's real important to lay this back nice and mellow like, because you don't want it to be too steep. And put an edge back here, because then x-ray might think that's a edge when really it's not. So it's real important to lay that back gradually or whatever, just like these guys did here. Did a real nice job. And then once you get it laid back, they took a sanding pad in here and slicked it up with a sanding pad and then put a landing back on it. And that's how a transition's done.
Get her done.
Thank you, fellas.
So a couple of things I want to mention here that are going to help you a lot is take out about a 1/16 or so extra, because by the time you put your landing back on, you're actually gaining pipe, so the inside's going to get back smaller. Take out that little bit extra, that way whenever you go to put your landing back on, the actual ID measurement at the very tip is the measurement that you're looking for. Also, like I mentioned before, lay it back nice and gradually. You don't want a sharp edge to be right up against the edge that you're going to be breaking down whenever you're welding it. You don't want X-ray thinking that there's an edge in there whenever there's not. Like you noticed, they kept both parts of the grinding disc on there. That just allows you to grind more pipe at a time, and then just long strokes to keep it accurate. And if you can't roll it, like in this situation, they couldn't roll that piece, you want to really focus on that top, because you'll notice you'll get the bottom real good, but the top won't be quite as good because it's hard to hold that grinder up, you know. So make sure you're getting the top just as much as you're getting the bottom. Take your time, do it right, impress that welder, and you'll have a job for a long time, long time. So hope this video was helpful. Enjoy the little time lapse here at the end. Thank you guys for watching. Go check out arosswelding.com. If you guys have not, subscribe, like this video, share it with your friends. We will see you guys next Friday. And remember, learn something every day.